All right, okay, who have we got next? 9:25, how are we going for time? Nikki Smith. Nikki here. Doesn't look like Nikki.
She's unwell, unfortunately, so I'm filling in for her.
Okay.
She tried to attend, but she's just had to disappear.
So we have.
So I'm Kathy Johnston.
Hello.
Page 28.
That's my age. Far away.
Okay, Kathy, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here this morning.
Thank
the floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, as you know, I'm representing the Taupo Sculpture Trust. I've been a trustee on the trust for as long as the trust has actually existed, so I was one of the inaugural members of it. And obviously, my passion is still lies within the trust. I'm really now having to follow on from what Nikki has said, so I'm just going to have to read, I'm afraid, because I haven't really come that prepared. Tourism is pushing forward as a key player in economic growth in Taupo, and with business prospering due to an increase in spending and a decrease in online shopping, people are wanting to enjoy a feel-good shopping experience in our town. Taupo District Council's commitment to improving the experience for locals and visitors is evident with the widening of the footpaths on Lake Terrace and the roundabout beautifications around town over the last 12 months. We believe our growing public art collection also enlivens our town and creates experiences that increase our attractiveness as a place to live and work and enhances our reputation as a fresh destination. Public art contributes to visitor experiences that are distinct and memorable. The Taupo District Council has displayed the value you place on what we are doing. We were delighted when the photo of Siren was on the cover of your 2014 annual plan, and recently we received a request for more of our sculpture walk brochures to go in mail-outs to new ratepayers. We're very proud of the 7 permanent sculptures that we have in Taupo, but have decided it's time to lift our game. We need to ensure that our collection of sculptures continues to grow. As a trust, it's our intention to seek fewer works, but raise the standard and level of the lone and permanent works from New Zealand's leading sculptors. This will indeed take more time and money, but as we now have a presence in the community and growing support, we believe now is the time to do so. Important sculptures of any scale will cost more than $100,000, and with the current public art funding at $25,000, it makes it extremely difficult for us to contemplate acquiring a major piece. Would you please support us by returning the public art budget back to $100K as it was in 2009? Thank you.
Fairly clear request there and concise. Okay, any questions of Kathy from the councillors?
Just to raise a point. Thank you.
Councillor Boddy?
Thank you for that presentation. You've mentioned you're wanting it to go back from 25,000 to the 100,000. How successful are you in getting public donations? Now, the reason I raise that, I was in Tauranga recently and went and had a look at the Harry McCleary, which had 800,000 of public contribution. Last week I was in New Plymouth and went to the Len Lyle Centre with those huge panels which have names of members of the public on it. So what part does your trust pay in getting money other than money from this council?
I believe that the higher the level of sculpture you're looking for, it is easier actually to get the major corporates behind you. At the moment, our sculptures have been small fry in the whole realm of things, so it's actually quite hard to get major funders backing you when you actually haven't got a piece of major significance from a major sculptor. For example, when we were bequested $25,000 for the Graham Bennett sculpture, I mean, that ended up costing, well, let's just round it up to $50,000. It wasn't quite that amount of money, but so we were given 25 and we spent pretty much the 25 that council donate, dollar for dollar. But it's still sort of lost. Like, it's there, it's an amazing piece, don't get me wrong, and he's a sculptor of national acclaim. But I just feel like we need more presence. That is going to be great and we've got the We've got Flip, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic for actually people understanding what we're doing, and I think get more momentum going, and I think that's already happening. Like, we're getting a lot more feel-good from people and getting letters to say what a fantastic town it is to visit, because the sculptures are really, really interesting and they enhance the whole town. We haven't got an architectural paradise in this town, and I think perhaps we need something else that people can photograph and appreciate.
So just to answer the Councillor Body's question, you get 50% funding from private sources?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 50% funding and 50%, okay.
Yeah.
Then follow that with a supplementary question. The comments I get, art is in the eye of the beholder. Where does the Trust sit in regards of more human sculptures, such as Harry McCleary, rather than the flips and the flashing things that a lot of people don't understand? Does the Trust have a policy on that?
I think we've got quite a broad mind. If people have any ideas about things like a Harry McCleary style, we're totally and utterly open to it. But I think we've got a pretty diverse sculpture trust. So yes, we're open to anything. I think we're trying. That's the whole thing. We're actually trying to get more of a balance, I guess. And permanence is the aim, so that we've got something here forever. I mean, you go around the world and you see Henry Moores, and that's just a small example, but they're absolutely awe-inspiring. And Len Lai, we actually may have the possibility to get something like a Len Lai. We've actually been over to the Len Lai Centre and have spoken to a curator over there, and Mike Todd, an ex-trustee of the Trust, is actually quite keen on maybe getting behind us and getting something like his too, so... Yeah, art is in the eye of the beholder, and you might like something and I might hate it. So that's what sculpture's all about. It's to actually arouse discussion, and I think that's a key player really in art. So,
thank you. Cool.
Any other questions of Kathy? Councillor Jollins.
Morning, Kathy. So I guess what the request is to look at additional funding so that the Trust can get more momentum behind it to make some pitches for some more significant pieces of work. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Cool. And do you have any major, you mentioned Len Lai, have you got any other projects coming down the pipeline at all that you can talk to us about?
Well, we haven't really got our hopes up at this stage. I couldn't, a few months' time, if I knew we had more money, I could say this is what we want to get. So I wouldn't like to get too excited at this stage. But the world's at your oyster, really, when it comes to major works. There is possibly something in the pipeline that involves a local element, but it's quite pretty impressive.
Based on the current funding, it would be difficult to
Almost, it's pretty much with 25 and 50,000 all up, you're ending up with quite a domestic work. Really, it's not. It's very difficult to get something that's actually resilient to public spaces. For less than 100,000, and it's a struggle. That's just, I know it's a huge amount of money, it seems small fry, but if you actually work it out as to how many ratepayers there are in Taupo, I think it actually I worked it out to be about at the moment it's $1 a person, 25, so something that's actually encouraging spending and for people to actually come and visit our town. I think it's actually, I personally think it's fantastic, and it enhances the whole feel of the area. But again, it's
cool. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Thank you for your submission today, and could you just pass on our thanks to your board of trustees or the Sculpture Trust for all the good work you do, and we'll be deliberating and come back to you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Kathy.